Before our recent cruise on the NCL Viva, we flew on Turkish Airlines from Hamburg, Germany to Istanbul, which we all know was once Constantinople. My first experience with Turkish Air a few years ago totally blew me away. Like I was seriously asking myself if I had somehow been upgraded. So this time around, I was really curious to see if it was a one-off thing or if I would be just as impressed. If you want to hear my thoughts and see what it was like, then just keep on watching.
I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. I've been making travel videos for over 15 years of popular and not so popular tourist destinations to give you a very honest, unofficial look at what it's like to be there. I'm also the author of 2 travel-related books, Getting Stitches on a Cruise Ship and Places Please. If you like to read and want to give me a little extra support, check them out on Amazon now.
When we arrived at the Hamburg airport, I was a little discouraged by the snaking line of doom at the check-in counter. Waiting in this line was not necessary though, at least not for us, because we had checked in online in the Turkish Airlines app and then just used the self-bag drop to tag our suitcases and send them on their way. Does it feel like doing someone else's job? Yes. But is it quick and convenient when it works correctly? Also yes. Do they have these at your airport? How do you feel about it? It took me a while to get used to them, but now that I know how they work, I prefer this way over the old way. Turkish Airlines is part of the Star Alliance, meaning if you have miles and more from Lufthansa, you can collect and use reward miles between these two partners. Our airplane was a little fashionably late showing up, so we didn't start boarding until around 15 minutes after the scheduled time. I would like to take this moment to remind you that if you have things in your bag, like a book or headphones that you might want to use on the flight, you absolutely can take them out of your bag before you get into the airplane. You can do this before you get to your seat. Please, don't be one of those people that moseys into the airplane and then makes everyone else wait while you plop down your bag on your seat and start an archaeological expedition in the depths of your backpack for a piece of gum. Thank you. While entering the plane, we took a good look at the business class seats. They were very spacious and much more cushioned, with all the extra reclining functions and more legroom than a New York City apartment. They looked a lot like the premium economy seats I've flown in on Delta and KLM long-haul flights. You can take a look here for a quick comparison. The colors are different, but the seats look pretty much the same. Oh, and here's an interesting fact. Even though it technically counts as an international flight, the flight from Hamburg to Istanbul doesn't even take 4 hours. So on long-haul flights on Turkish, they have much different, more luxurious seats and suites in the higher ticketing classes. And take a look at this. These were the standard economy seats on this Airbus 321-200. Don't these look pretty nice? I mean, if you fly domestically in the USA on Delta or United or whatever else, the seats aren't usually this nice in economy, are they? I'm only 5'5" or 165 centimeters tall, and I felt like there was an average amount of legroom even with the table down. The setup was 3 and 3, and we had a window and an aisle seat. The first thing I noticed compared to my previous flight with Turkish Airlines was that the entertainment system on this plane seemed a little vintage. Last time, it was completely touchscreen and worked a little more smoothly, and on this flight, it seemed like an older touchscreen interface with one of these weird remote controls attached that you could also use to interact with the software. And now listen, this is not a huge complaint because I know most times when you're on a flight that's only a couple hours long, you have no entertainment system at all. It is definitely a nice perk on Turkish, whether it's the older or newer system. And even though I did find this older technology somewhat cumbersome and slow compared to my last flight. Okay, first of all, it should be noted how impressive it is that there is any food served at all on a 3.5-hour flight, right? On certain other airlines that offer even longer flights, you won't even get a can of Coke included in the price of standard economy. On Turkish Airlines, you get a full meal, and that being said, this meal was a little less impressive compared to my last experience on Turkish Airlines. I'm not much of a breakfast person, so it was an early flight, and we got breakfast, which was kind of like a warm rice pudding with brown sugar and dried fruit on top. There was also a yogurt type snack and a little bowl of cheese and veggies, which I used together with a piece of bread to make a little sandwich for an impromptu brunch vibe. And it was definitely better than just a bag of pretzels, that's for sure. What do you think of this food, just based on presentation? Would you say I'll take it or rather not? The plane itself, although, like I said, fashionably late, seemed well-maintained and clean, including the bathroom I visited. I mean, also, I have been in Delta planes flying from Minneapolis to Orlando, where there was duct tape on the wall of the bathroom holding the toilet in place. So this was pretty nice, and it almost seemed like the bathroom was newer than the rest of the plane. The crew seemed motivated, they spoke several languages, and altogether it was a pretty great experience. So, would I fly Turkish Airlines again? Absolutely. Was it as magical as the first time? Not really, but it was still miles above other airlines. Even though I appreciated the entertainment system and food selection on my previous experience a little more than this recent flight, I still think Turkish Airlines offers an extremely high quality experience, and especially for the price. We paid just a little over 200 euros for standard economy, and I mean, come on. This is a great value. And the fact that you can use and earn miles and more points is also a huge bonus. So if you're flying around or in or out of Europe, you might want to check them out. I've posted a few airline reviews now here on the channel, including premium economy and business class on KLM, Delta, and Air France, as well as hotel reviews from Disney and Universal Hotels, and over 40 different cruise ships from NCL, Royal Caribbean, Disney, and much more. If any of this interests you, please consider subscribing before you go, and you can support me by becoming a channel member and checking me out on patreon.com/veryunofficial. I'm Morgan from the Very Unofficial Travel Guides. See you soon.